What's up, YouTube peeps and barbecue freaks? Thank you guys for joining me today. Today's video, I'm going to do some spare ribs. I'm sorry, St. Louis style ribs. But I'm going to try out this sauce from Carolina Q's, or Carolina Sweet Hickory sauce. Now, I have tried their sauces out before, and their vinegar sauce on pork, pulled pork, is my hands down absolute favorite vinegar sauce on some pork. It is amazing. In fact, I drink the sauce right out of the bottle. It's so good. However, we are going to try their sweet hickory sauce, which I've actually used before. But speaking with the owner of the company, they modified their recipe, their sauce recipe, on all three sauces. So they have the sweet hickory, they have a vinegar-based sauce, and they have a mustard-based sauce. Now, he sent me two of each of the three different sauces to try out, since they changed the recipe for it. But this is the one that I'm going to use today. I think it's going to go great. The previous version, or the previous recipe that they had, I really, really liked. I got to say, though, that I'm really disappointed because, and this happens every single time he sends me sauce. It's not his fault. It's the delivery guy's fault. And he puts on the box, handle with care, but I'm going to show you something. Well, I don't know if I can get it out here, but every single time I get sauce, the damn delivery guy, I don't know if you can make this out here, but this is the mustard-based sauce. Both bottles, well, completely shattered. So I'm really disappointed in the delivery service for these sauces, because this happens every single time. At least one of these bottles gets destroyed. So I had all three, and now I'm down to two. Again, it's not his fault, it's the mailman's fault. But we're going to use this Carolina Sweet Hickory sauce since it's a new formulation. I'm really looking forward to trying this. The main thing of this video is going to be the sauce and seeing how it tastes. I've got a rack of St. Louis ribs that I've already trimmed up. I'll show you what that looks like. And you can season your ribs with whatever you like. I've got a rib or a rub combination with about 3 or 4 rubs that I'm going to try out. I'll show a couple of them. I'm not going to show all of them because some of them are my comp rubs. I want to try them with this sauce. But we're going to get these ribs sauced up. We're going to throw them on the Weber. And I'm going to show you how I cook ribs on the Weber without using the SLOW-N-SEAR. Many of you have asked, how would I set up my Weber kettle if I was doing a cook and didn't have a SLOW-N-SEAR or didn't have the Weber charcoal baskets? So I'm going to show you how I do that as well. I'm going to get these ribs seasoned up. I'll show you what they look like. We'll get them on the Weber kettle and get this cook underway. Let's get started. All right, so this is the rack of ribs I trimmed up. Did very, very minimal trimming. It actually came really nice, already trimmed up pretty much. So didn't have to do a whole lot. Did remove the membrane and trim off the skirt. Basically, that was it. This rack was a really, really nice rack to begin with. So a couple of the rubs that I'm going to use is this fajita seasoning from Fiesta, and this Texas Select Barbecue Pork and Chicken Rub, the Juicy Pig. This is a really, really great rub on pork and chicken. I've got a couple of other rubs over here that I'm going to use. But again, you use whatever rubs you like. I'm going to get them rubbed down, let them sweat in for a little bit. We'll get the Weber fired up and get these ribs on. All right, so I got these ribs rubbed down. I didn't film that part just to kind of save time in this video. Again, use whatever rub you like, but I will tell you that I use Worcestershire as a binder before I apply the rubs. But again, you know, use whatever binder you like, use whatever rub you like. The main thing about this video is that sauce. So this is what the ribs look like. We're gonna let this sweat in for a bit, and then we'll get them on the Weber. All right, so I just want to show you what I have here. I have my chimney going, and if I was doing a longer cook, I would let the entire chimney ash over. But like for, say, chicken or something, chicken wings maybe, or even, you know, regular chicken. But since I want a longer cook, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to let about 1/4 of the way get lit, so that way when I dump it, the briquettes at the bottom in my Weber kettle will not be lit. but the ones on top will be lit. So the ones that are lit will slowly ignite the ones that are unlit, and that's how I get a longer burn. Now, I'm not gonna add any wood to this because the charcoal that I'm actually using is this Kingsford apple. So it already has, let me show you here, it has little pieces, you can see there, of apple wood already in the briquettes. So I'm not adding any wood to this cook since it already has pieces of wood in there. So I'm gonna let this catch about a quarter of the way. I'll dump it in. Again, the ones on the bottom will not be lit. Once I dump it, the ones on top will be lit. But this will allow me to use a minion method to get a longer cook. So I'm gonna let this go for a few more minutes, and then we'll drop it in the kettle and get this cook underway. If you don't have a SLOW-N-SEAR or the Weber charcoal baskets, this is how I would set it up. As you can see, some of them are lit, some of them are not. The ones that are lit will eventually catch the ones that are unlit. So I'm gonna get the lid on this, get the grate on, we'll get the ribs on, and we'll check back in about an hour. But this is how I would set it up if I didn't have a SLOW-N-SEAR or the Weber charcoal baskets. So these ribs have sweated in nicely. Again, that's the sauce I'm gonna use. So we're gonna get them on the Weber, and we'll check on them in about an hour. 1 hour in, that's what the ribs look like. Gonna spritz it, and I'm simply using water. You can use whatever you like, apple juice, apple cider vinegar, some kind of fruit juice, it's up to you. I'm simply just going with the water. So they're looking nice, looking good. Getting a little pull back. So I'm gonna continue to let it cook. Now, some of you might ask, what temp am I cooking at? I don't know, and I'll show you why. So on this here, it was reading up about 400, but this is right over the fire, and the ribs are on this side, so I'm not sure what the temp is, but I'm gonna say, looking at those ribs, it's close to about 300 degrees, and that comes from my experience cooking on the Weber kettle. So the bottom vent is a little bit less than halfway open. The top vent is about halfway open, as you can see there. So it's probably cooking around 300 degrees right now. So I'm gonna just continue to let them go. I'll spritz them about every 20 minutes, and we'll see how they look once it's time to do sauce. All right, you guys, these ribs have been going for about 2.5 hours. As you can see, we got some really good pullback. I am going to wrap them. I'm not going to add anything to the wrap except some of the spritz that I've been spritzing with. Just add a little bit of moisture to the wrap, but that's it. I'm not going to add butter, honey, sugar, brown sugar, anything like that. Just some moisture. So that's what they look like. We'll get them wrapped up here and get them back on the pit. And I'm probably gonna let them go for another, I'm gonna check them with that pullback that I saw. I'm gonna check them in about 30 minutes and see what they look like. So that's that. Get them back on the pit. 30, maybe 45 minutes. I'm gonna guess at least 45 minutes is all it's gonna take, but I'm gonna check in about 30 minutes. I'll pull them off, we'll get them sauced up, put them back on so that sauce can set, and then get to tasting them. But that's all I'm gonna do. Again, 2.5 hours so far. Back on the pit for another 30 minutes, and I'll take a look at them then. You guys, these ribs have been going for right at about 40 minutes. Got some really nice pullback here. I'm gonna go ahead and sauce them up now. The first thing I'm gonna do is hit them with a little bit of the spritz again. And the reason I'm doing this is because I wanna create a wet surface so that way when I put the sauce on, it'll help it, as the sauce spreads or warms up, it'll help it spread out. So got that here. I'm gonna grab the sauce. Well, I'll start applying the sauce now. So I got this Carolina sweet hickory sauce here. Now the sauce is gonna be really thick right now because it's not as warm as I wanted it to get. So that's also another reason why I spritz it with the water. Let me put that here. So the sauce is kind of really thick right now because it's actually kind of cold. I had it in the refrigerator and I should have pulled it out earlier, but I didn't. So So again, that's another reason why I spritz it with the water to kind of put a wet layer to help it thin out. But what I'm also going to do is, after I apply the sauce, you can still see the strokes from the brush. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is take the spritz again, hit it, and now you can see all those streaks are gone. That's a little tip that I like to do. I'll wet it down first with the spritz, apply the sauce if it's thick, and then come back and hit it. And as you can see now, it's got a really nice glaze, and there aren't any streaks from the brush. I'm gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes, pull them off, take them inside, let them rest, and then we'll cut them up. You guys, these ribs are done. This is what they look like. Just put them off. Nice color. Got some really nice pullback here on the bones. So I'm gonna let them rest for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna cut into them and see what they taste like. All right, so I'll cut up some of these ribs. This is what they look like here. You see that there? Plenty of moisture in this ribs, look at that. Plenty of moisture still in them. Take a look at this one here. A little bit of sauce on it, but plenty of moisture. So I'm actually gonna take this rib right here. As you can see, we're gonna give it a taste. All right, so I got the rib here. Nice color, nice smoke ring. It's hot. Some nice pullback. Let's give it a bite, see how the tenderness is, but more importantly, see how this sauce is. Cheers. Oh yeah, look at that. That sauce is good. I like it. That sauce is excellent. The tenderness on that rib is perfect. The missus is about to take a bite off camera. She's gonna tell me what she thinks.
I like that smoke ring.
Nice smoke ring? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good smoke ring. It's good, right?
Yeah, I really like the flavor.
Yeah, he changed the recipe of the sauce. He sent me some sauce before, but he changed the recipe. Sent me the new sauce. This is the new formulation.
Wow,
it's good.
This is really good.
It's good. In fact, I'm gonna take another piece here. This is the very end piece that tends to be like the most dried out part, but we're gonna give it a taste, a bite. Look at that, really tender.
This is really good. Good flavor. Good smoke ring.
Yeah, it's good.
Heck yeah.
So that sauce is really good. I'm really digging it. I think it works really well with my competition rubs. Do I think, because some of you might be wondering this or might ask, would I use this sauce in a competition? I'm going to be honest and say probably not. Not because it isn't a good sauce, only because in Texas, I know the flavor profile. And the vinegar or the, like the Carolina sauces will not do very well down here. If I'm cooking at home, if I'm cooking for a customer, a catering gig, I will use this sauce all day long. In competitions, not so much, just because that's just a completely different animal. But the sauce is really, really good. I will leave a link below to their website if you want to order some. Again, if you love a really good Carolina vinegar-based sauce, you have to order their vinegar-based sauce. Hands down, my absolute favorite vinegar-based sauce for pork anywhere. It is phenomenal. So if that's something that you like, you definitely have to get some of that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I would truly, truly appreciate it. I would see you guys next time. Take care.